closed out the Dunn Center with a win on Saturday, their final game, and would have been their home since 1975. They'll open up the 6,000-seat F&M Arena in downtown Clarksville next year. Hutchins Everett wins the opening tip. We're underway.
Seen a lot of good basketball in C.J. Dunn Arena.
The women's team still has a couple of home games left there, but the Govs men's team has played in the Dunn Center for the final time.
And you have Austin Peay with another one of those jittery little point guards. He's not the scoring type as Burton or...
Shot clock just went off as the shot hit the rim, and Wes Panzo tracks down the rebound for the Hatters. Alec Oglesby in the lineup with Swenson out. Misses the two. Offensive rebound. Smith taps it out. Oglesby ducks around the closeout and throws it into the hands of Sean Robinson. It'll stay with the Hatters.
And this is where I said earlier, this team is long, they're athletic, and therefore that makes them dangerous. Sean Robinson, 6'9", they list him as actually a forward guard, so they have some long bodies out there.
Yeah, pretty big team, and it's weird, they're second to last in the conference in rebound margin, despite how much size they have.
Yeah, everybody wants to play on the perimeter, and even the big fella we talked about, Elijah Hutchins Everett, only 2 double-doubles this year.
First shot from Blackman, he had to hoist it up, and it was blocked. Fauntleroy gets the start tonight with Carlos Paez suspended.
Nice ball movement.
Jalen Ware knocks down a triple.
And another one of my lefties. They're invading, Evan. They're all over the place. Jalen.
Hatter 11, or Hatter starting 5, I should say, brought to you by Insight Credit Union. Oglesby stepping in for Stephon Swenson. Hatters yet to really get a good shot.
And it's been the length of Austin Peay Governors early on that has bothered them.
Oglesby around the screen. Brown. There's nothing there either. Shot clock winding down. Josh Smith finds the Red Sea parting and lays it in. They're going to check on whether or not Smith got that off.
Yeah.
Looked like he did in real time, but immediately the officials say they want to take a look at it.
As we take a look at the shot clock winding down, and Josh, did he let it go in time? Take another look at it here. Nice drive to the basket by necessity. But there's 0 on the clock. It may be no basket.
Hard to so close.
Indisputable evidence.
Well, they let it ride. Hatters are on the board. Josh Smith has been a little up and down offensively, but his defense in there has been big. Now he takes on a much larger player in Hutchins Everett and forces a turnover.
He hit it off of Weza, but then it went back off of Hutchins Everett. So good thought by the big guy to throw it off somebody with a double team.
And Wes Panzo, you might have heard the name. He's the nation's leading three-point shooter right now, but his defense has been crucial to Stetson this season. Smith drops a live wire feed from Blackman, but it's out to Oglesby. Hatters trying to move it around. Their creator, Stephon Swenson, is not out there tonight.
So it's kind of a point guard by committee.
Panzo up the catch.
Nice dish off.
Short on the 3. Rebounded Oglesby. Hurls it to Blackman. Blackman on a head of steam. Missed the lay-in. Slow start for Blackman. And the rebound to Guy Fauntleroy.
And Austin Peay, as you just mentioned, as big as they are, they're not a very good rebounding team. The Hatters are one of the better in the upper half of offensive rebounding teams in the A-Sun.
Robinson dumps it to Hutchins Everett. It's a nice dish. And Hutchins Everett gets his first 2.
That's from big to big. From a 6'9" guy passing it down high-low to a 6'11" guy. You like to see that. Sean Robinson is that kind of talent for Austin Peay, feeding the post.
They would have loved to have had a whole season of him. He's been injured, but when he's been out there, he's been very effective. Hutchins Everett out on Panzo. He'll dribble. It's down underneath, but no shot. See, the Hatters
had a shot. He had a shot. Had he looked.
Brown long 2. That's good.
Like to see Luke Brown get off to a good start.
Boy, he had a nice game on Saturday in Fort Myers, and he needed it too. A game that have been a long time coming for him. He'd struggled through much of the conference slate. 22 points, made all of his threes as the Hatters won by 4 at Alico Arena.
And what's interesting, you got Panzo, Brown, Swenson all in the top 7 in three-point shooting.
Hutchins Everett, hook shot over Smith.
Tough to stop that.
He's going to be a problem in there.
Yeah, they doubled him early. They doubled him early, but elected not to right there. They kind of picking their spots when they want to double team him. But if single coverage, it's going to be hard to stop that young man tonight.
Roderick Massenet is glued to Blackman. They go back to Brown in the corner. They get the switch. Now Smith. Brown. Drains the three.
But one of those cardinal sins for a great shooter. Do not go underneath the screen. You have to go on, have to follow him. You have to trail him. Make him put the ball on the floor.
Smith clearing out the space there for Luke Brown, who's got 5 unanswered to tie the game. Fauntleroy pulls up for 3. Good with Brown right in his grill.
Now he has no conscience, Fauntleroy. He will shoot it from anywhere, and he's going to be the heir apparent at point guard for the Governors with Paez, if he does not come back, leaving.
Yeah, Paez does have that extra year as Hutchins Everett picks up his first foul on Brown. Sent us to a timeout on the floor. Both teams starting to shoot the bat.
And you know, the other guy is one of those players that they go to in terms of scoring. So they're going to miss them. And it was just a bad play at the end of the game. North Florida, you know, turned the ball over. They had an opportunity to at least tie the game. And Fauntleroy got the outlet pass. And instead of him running the clock out, he turned around and handed it off to his teammates who apparently tried to go up to dunk the basketball. And North Florida didn't want to have any of that. So a little fisticuff happened. No really punches thrown that I saw. But that's where you have the suspensions.
Panzo, the left-handed hook, no good. He had to get it off. Mohamedou Jawara ties up the rebound, and the Hatters will keep the basketball. But Jawara checking in for Josh Smith during the timeout already gets himself essentially an offensive rebound.
You like the activity and one of the rare drives for Weza Panzo. And this is what makes Jawara valuable for his team, getting his hands on offensive rebounds. At one time, one of the better offensive rebounders in the A-Sun.
He's carved out a role as the backup center. There's Blackman showing off that explosiveness. Jawara creating a little bit of space for him. And
to Jawara's credit, he's not hung his head. He's continued to play hard. And, you know, you have that pride about yourself. You want to be able to.
Well, there was a point this year where he was out of the rotation.
Yes.
And in the middle of January, the Hatters gave him a chance, and he really took it by the horns and has played very well in recent weeks. Panzo the rebound off a miss. Hatters will look to take the lead.
That's what Fauntleroy would do for you, get inside the paint.
Oglesby short on a 3 that was a little bit longer than I think he would have liked.
Both teams have remained in tough man-to-man defenses.
Circled around to Robinson.
Yeah, he can shoot it.
No good. Rebounded by Jawara.
If you're Hatters, you kind of want to push the pace.
Well, Blackman tried, but it's picked off.
But that's where a true point guard will come in.
Robinson fouled by Jawara as he went up. He'll shoot 2.
This Blackman a little uncomfortable in the middle of the floor on that break. You know, you can't pass through a defender. It has to be over the top or underneath. Right there should have been a bounce pass. Turnover on the other end. And here's the alley-oop to Sean Robinson and the pushing it back by Jawara.
That spot where Blackman was, you'd expect Stefan Swenson to be there. Are you noticing that they're struggling to create without him so far?
Yes, and you know, when you're missing the #1 assist guy in the A-Sun and one of the top assist to turnover ratio guys with Swenson out of the lineup, Stefan Swenson, the Hatters are going to have to take care of the basketball a little better than they have. More ball movement. Luke Brown can play the point guard position. But you want Blackman more off the ball. I mean, he's a capable passer, a willing passer when he has to. But he's more of that scoring 2 guard.
Robinson makes both. The Govs lead is back out to 3. Hutchins Everett will check back in. Sam Peay and Aubin Gadarizzi into the game for Stetson.
And you don't think Austin Peay understands that they don't have a true point guard on the floor. They do.
Blackman on the take. Wide open. Panzo. Automatic. Set your watch to it.
Nobody beats the Wes. Wes Panzo, top three-point shooter in the country.
That one takes him back to 50% for the season.
49.7 coming into the game tonight.
Gadarizzi can't slow down Hutchins Everett. Hatters do not have, other than maybe Jawara, a body that can match up with him.
Right.
He's got 6.
And that was a little late on the double team, and credit Hutchins Everett, who knew what to do with it. Nice jump hook.
Sam Peay tucks his head. Gadarizzi's there. Nice patience, and he lays it in.
Very good pass. I want Gadarizzi to play with a little more urgency. He's got to walk in the park. Because he is a capable young man. He's put on some weight, and I think he's going to put on even more.
Big opportunity for him next year, really.
Yes. But what he's doing right now is
fixing the foul here.
Yeah, he's wrestling with the guy in the post. You do not want to wrestle with the guy in the post. Why? Because he can feel where you are. You want to play cat and mouse games with him, side, front.
Especially wouldn't wrestle with that guy.
Exactly, which you're going to lose.
Down about 40 pounds there, even with the added weight.
At least.
Here's Fauntleroy. Brown all over him. Step back triple. In and out. And Gadarizzi there for the rebound.
Good defensive
Blackman pushing the tempo. Nice step through, and he goes to the line.
Looks like they're going to get Jacob Roberts on the push there. But a nice pass out as we take a look at this. So nobody beats the Wes. They depend on that young man, and as a senior, he has stepped up to the plate this season and has played tremendously. You know, he's leading the nation in three-point shooting, but in the ASUN, he's behind two of his teammates. Actually, Luke Brown and Swenson are better three-point percentages in ASUN play. But nevertheless, Wes Panzo
is also shooting at a higher volume
exactly.
than those guys. He's
and there's no novelty about that. 145 attempts. I mean,
yeah, exactly. He's 64th in the country in three-pointers made per game, 4th in the conference. That one hit peak on the way out. It'll stay with Austin Peay. Stetson's in the lead here for the first time.
It's been back and forth, and all of the stats are pretty much even. I mean, the Hatters, that was their first trip to the free throw line. The Hatters are controlling the board somewhat. And you talk about a short bench of Austin Peay.
Massenat, little floater. It's no good. Hutchins Everett can't haul it in.
Good battle there as Gadarizzi kept Hutchins Everett from getting two hands on that basketball for an offensive rebound.
Austin Peay starting to go a little bit cold. Hatters are on a 7-2 run. Here goes Blackman around the big fella. Kicks out. Peay open for three. In and out for Sam Peay. And Wes Panzo nearly chased that down. Fauntleroy's got a hold of it.
Well, he stepped out of bounds.
You have Roberts, who has barely played this year, was forced into the rotation tonight with all their injuries and suspensions. He's got a foul and a turnover.
Yeah, 6'4", 210 sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee. Only played in 6 games this year. And by necessity, he's on scholarship. Yeah, let's get out there and see what you can do.
Blackman a three. He's been a little bit off tonight, Jalen Blackman, 0 for 3.
You could tell everybody in the building is just waiting for some type of run by either one of these teams. He can shoot it.
Hutchins Everett, short. Rebound Panzo, boxing out Roberts. Blackman finds Brown. Roberts is in front of him. Gadarizzi driving to the basket.
Nice. But he called double. Yeah. Nice thought there by Gadarese, being aggressive offensively as we take a look at it. Yep, both hands went on the basketball.
Gotta love a big fella who can handle. Soon we'll call that the Wembanyama.
Yeah, the young man from France that everybody's.
If you haven't seen him play yet, you're in for a treat.
Get the ping pong balls, bounce their way to get that young man.
And an offensive foul on Robinson.
Robinson is looking like, what? That's on me?
What do you think, Greg?
Well, he did not remain still. As we take a look at it there, yes, he leaned and put that left thigh out.
Very good call.
And he looked at the official. He looked flummoxed. But yes, the foul is on you.
Panzo driving, kicking. Oglesby feeds Smith. He's got Robinson on him. Smith gets position, a little bit short with the left hand, gets his own miss. They circle it around. Peay driving, up and under, good.
Beautiful shot by Sam Peay. Made it more difficult than what it really needed to be, but used the basket as a shield, thinking the defender was coming, but a nice drive.
Best player in Wesleyan University history. Now plying his trade at the D1 level with Stetson.
Yes, Division III All-American.
Peay guarding Roberts well. Robinson pulls up from three. That's no good. Peay grabs the board. Hatters starting to smell an opportunity here. Peay pushing the tempo. Peay little hezzy. Smith throws it down.
Yes. Sam Peay. What a difference it makes to sit on the bench a little bit. He didn't start this game, so he's like, wait a minute, Evan, I've got to get back in here, show up, get your head back in the game. There's no panacea better than sitting on the bench next to coaches, man. You don't like that.
Peay earned his bachelor's in psychology at Wesleyan, working on his master's here at Stetson and playing a year in D1 after a phenomenal D3 career. He was the first All-American in Wesleyan's 120 years of men's basketball.
Wow. Tells you something about that young man. He's a nice, springy kind of guy. I like this athleticism in him.
Robinson loses the handle. Peay gets it and throws it off Robinson to win it back for his team.
Peay is all over the floor. Offensively, defensively, scoring the ball, passing the ball. Sean Robinson just lost the basketball, and Peay grabbed it and hit it off of him.
See that little smile look up on his face.
Yes,
I see what you did there, Sam. Sam Peay helping the Hatters to a 6-point lead, a chance for more.
And the Governors, no need to panic. They're still right in this basketball game. Short-handed as they are.
Smith has the mismatch. Brown pulls up. In and out. Smith flies in for the rebound. Dumps to Sam Peay for two.
And the Ulster Peay coaching staff, Coach James is looking at the officials like, man, what does my guy have to do? I mean, he's boxing out, but the taller individual, Smith, he did not foul. He just reached over. Most of the times you're going to get a foul if it's a guy his size doing that against.
Rick Massenat trying to step back. Peay just smothers him up. Now Fauntleroy driving. High floater off the back iron, tapped in by Robinson.
Sean Robinson, the 6'9", redshirt junior from Chicago, showing you his athletic ability above the rim to tip that in.
That ends a run of 10 unanswered points for Stetson. Peay to Smith. He's wide open for three. Shot. Smith buries it from the wing. He's got 7 points.
Very capable shooter out there. Why not? He's from Indiana. Those guys can shoot the basketball. It's just his shot selection at the three-point range that I know the coaching staff kind of twins a bit when he takes those shots.
That one was.
But that one there, he was wide open. Yes.
Can't pass that up.
You're right.
Jalen Ware has got Panzo on him. Now Roberts over Oglesby, not even close. Smith with a rebound. Boy, he's been good so far.
And
Blackman get ready to check back in.
Shot clock winding down. I guess Roberts, he had a little more time, but he figured he had to put that up.
Oglesby, the high floater, with the little ill-advised.
Yeah. A little out of control. Something we don't say much about that young man.
Ware, blocking foul called against Sam Peay. Jalen Ware will shoot a couple when we come back.
Another one of those long, lanky governors, 6'8", 220. Mr. Jalen Ware at the line, 6'8", from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, shooting only 58% from the free throw line, and showing you why right there. Didn't get either to go down. Yeah, the Hatters. Austin Peay has been playing stifling defense as of yet, and there is that defense that we talked about at the beginning of the telecast. There is a turnover with a shot clock violation, so the Governors are still in this basketball game, 25-16 with 6 minutes left. Let's see if they can get something on the offensive end. The sweet spot has been this young man here, Hutchins Everett, but couldn't quite get it to go down. And there's Sam Peay, perhaps a push in the back. Let's see if he's going to go to the line to shoot two. Sam Peay has been the bright spot off the bench as we take a look at it there. Tries to switch hand and looks like little contact, but the officials saw something a little different. So let's see if Sam can take advantage of it. Mr. Peay this season is shooting 58% from the line and knocks the first one down. Some more substitutions coming in the game. Kelechi Okwuwogwu, KO as they call him.
Greg filling in ably on the play-by-play right there. My headset appears to have gone off. So I'll take you to the timeout, and hopefully we can figure something out. Brilliantly done, though, Greg. Kelechi Okwuwogwu's name is one that I had to practice many times before we went on the air tonight. You nailed it. Jalen Ware for three. That's no good. And the rebound hauled in by Sam Peay, who is a plus 13 tonight in 7 minutes. Jalen Blackman back in the game for the Hatters. A screen and roll with Smith. Dishes to Peay. And whistle away from the play. They're going to foul on Massenat, his first. 15 foul on the Govs. Again, apologize. We're dealing with some audio difficulties. We'll get that sorted as soon as we can. Fresh 20 for Stetson after the foul by Massenat. Here's Blackman driving in. Stopped from behind by Okwuwogwu. It's a double team block there. Massenat involved as well. Off the inbound, it's Smith. He's fouled on the hook shot by Robinson. Josh Smith will shoot a pair. Good inbound play there by Stetson.
Josh Smith inside. I just don't think that Josh understands his ability in regards to his leaping ability and the power that he has.
We're handing it back and forth, folks. We're going to get you there, one way or the other. Josh Smith makes both. He's got 9 here in the first half to lead all scorers. And Stetson in total control. Overall, they're on a 20-4 run. Fauntleroy, nice dish, but I'm not sure Robinson saw it coming. He dropped it. Here goes Blackman running the floor. Panzo pulls up from the wing. Oh, yeah! I got to hand the headset back to Greg for his signature line.
Only to say nobody beats the West.
Trying to have fun here, folks. Hatters now doubling up Austin Peay. Here's Roberts. Misses it off the glass. Peak tracks down the rebound. Here goes Sam Peak. Blackman, corner triple. In and out. Smith dumps it out, but it's caught by Robinson. Well, this place was ready to go nuts if that had gone in. Hatters with another possession here. Panzo will slow it up. Austin Peay has just gone completely silent on the offensive end. Panzo, another three. And missed for the first time tonight. Decent contest that time by Okorogwo. Fauntleroy trying to call out a play. Austin Peay very limited due to injuries and suspensions tonight. Massenat pulls up for three. Airballs it. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. Hatter defense has been dominant, and their offense has started to come to life. The Blackman, Brown, Panzo, Peak, and Mohamedou Jawara for Stetson. Fauntleroy, Massenat, Roberts, Ware, and Okorogwo for Austin Peay. Blackman looking to dump it to Jawara. It's stolen by Massenat. Massenat coast to coast, missed the layup, and Peak grabs the rebound. Brown to Blackman. He's hunting that shot. He's the one guy who really has not had it for Stetson tonight. He's 1 out of 7 with 2 turnovers. But in the absence of their best player having an off night, the rest of the team has stepped up big time. Blackman now 0 for 4 on 3-pointers. He's got just 4 points. Jawara wasn't quite open. Brown will take the safe route. Hatters are going to defend this well. It doesn't really matter what they do on this end. Panzo wide open again. Short. Jawara the offensive rebound. Down to Blackman. Stolen again. And Fauntleroy fouled by Panzo. That's his first. You never see Weza miss a shot that's that wide open. Blackman takes a seat. Alec Oglesby will check back in. 3rd turnover there for Blackman. Austin Peay, and they string a couple of buckets together here. Okorogwo, short, Panzo all over him. Now Ware the rebound, and he sticks it in over Panzo. 5 for Jalen Ware. Redshirt sophomore out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Brown looking for Gatterizzi, knocked away by Ware. 3 turnovers for Stetson since the timeout. They had just 2 going in. Fauntleroy. Shake off Oglesby. Throws up the floater high off the glass. No good. Ware the rebound and the putback. Jalen Ware getting it done on both ends. Suddenly it's a 12-point game. Peay throws it down with authority. Sam Peay, having the half of his life, punctuates it with a one-handed jam. Goodness gracious. Jalen Ware, baseline jumper, is airballed. Whatever momentum Austin Peay had was snuffed out by that ridiculous dunk from Sam Peay. Gadarese gets another one, and it's a 16-point lead once again. Final shot, Fauntleroy, short. And the Hatters will take a 16-point advantage into the break. Sam Peay with perhaps his best half of basketball as a Stetson Hatter.
And Robinson has been one of the guys that has been a bright spot other than the big fella, Hutchins Everett. But he showed some flashes along with Ware. A good look by Luke Brown. He had everything he wanted. A nice penetration kick out. Couldn't quite get it to go down.
My bad.
You guys can see,
Well, folks, we appear to have another audio difficulty here. Apologies for this. Our second headset appears to have gone out on us. And we'll try to figure everything out and pass the mic back and forth for now. 1 out of 2 free throws for Robinson, and it's a 13-point Hatter lead. Blackman trying to get himself going. Oglesby kicks out. Blackman open for 3. No good. Oglesby the rebound. Then he dribbled it hard. It hits the floor. And it's out for Austin Peay.
Great hustle by Oglesby. And Blackman has just not looked comfortable all game long. Unable to get anything to go down. His teammates are finding him, but tough sledding.
So Austin Peay stringing together a couple of stops here to start the second half. Hit a bucket and a free throw. Not a whole free throw.
Do you hear me? Do you hear either? Do you hear me?
Boyd for Austin Peay. Hutchins Everett. He had 6 points in the first half. They lob it to Robinson. There's the help. Ware, corner triple. That's good. It's a 10-point game.
Ware has been the gentleman that has come to play for the Governors. He's given his team a decided lift off the bench.
He has 10 points. That leads all scorers in the game. And a steal. Here goes Fauntleroy. Behind the back, Robinson puts it in. Timeout, Donnie Jones. An 8-0 run for Austin Peay to start the second half.
We talked about how long and athletic this team is, and they have not turned it up just a bit. And the turnovers by the Hatters. The Hatters do not turn the ball over, leading the A-Sun in the least amount of turnovers per game. But you have to credit the Governors for staying with it here in this second half.
Now let's see what the Hatters respond with out of the timeout by Donnie Jones. It was such smooth sailing. Sam Peay has come back in. He's a plus 18 tonight in 13 minutes. See, that gives him a lift. Josh Smith dumps it to Brown on the cut. They work it around. Brown's in the corner for three. That's good.
Constant motion by Luke Brown, did not give up. If you could see him moving without the basketball, and Peay able to find him at the right moment, just a thing of beauty for the Hatters.
That's the fourth assist tonight for Sam Peay. Instant impact off the bench. A nice big shot there by Brown. The double to Hutchins. Everett the steal. Brown knocks it to Panzo. Here goes Sam Peay. He lost his footing. Has to shovel it to Smith. Misses short with a hook, but it's a third foul on Hutchins Everett.
A nice recovery by Peay. The Hatters want to run in a turnover situation, and he lost control, but just got it back to Josh Smith. And Josh, I think he was looking at the big fella, thinking that he was going to block this. And it's really no foul, no contact there. He just left it short. This is something that you have to work on, Evan and Josh, not looking at that defender. You can see him, but you don't see him. You know, it seems like when he sees a big guy, he kind of panics a bit. I mean, he's too good an athlete not to go up and make those shots.
Smith hits the first of the two. Donnie Jones making adjustments and kind of doing it on the fly without his starting point guard and his reserve point guard. Both out with injuries. Stephon Swenson, who's been one of the best point guards in the A-Sun this year, and reliable backup one, Sincere Harrison. Hatter lead back to 13 after the little spurt here following the timeout. Fauntleroy runs into Brown. Hutchins Everett the screen. Fauntleroy turns the corner, throws it up well short, and Hutchins Everett could not control it inbounds.
A great idea by Fauntleroy, showing you how he can turn the corner. He's a quick individual. They list him at 5'10", a lot of contact. Josh Smith, but the officials did not call anything, and a good no call.
Hatters looking to reestablish that comfortable edge. Smith passes up the handoff. Now he hands to Brown. Here goes Brown. Panzo. Good defense here from Austin Peay. Sam Peay takes off where? To the corner. Blackman. Three. No good.
Just can't get it to go down. One of the better shooters in the A-Sun. A thing of beauty. A rhythmic shooter. He's just been out of rhythm tonight.
Austin Peay gets a stop they really needed. Now Hutchins Everett draws the double. Panzo got a hand on it. It'll stay with Austin Peay, and we'll go to a timeout. Hatters up 13. You see if they get a good home game in the final if things go your way, or even before that. You'd like to be higher seeded.
Yes, that 4-5 is always a tough game to be in, because you know that fifth place team is just as comparable as that fourth place team. So whenever you see that, even in the NCAA tournament, that 4-5 matchup, that's a tough draw.
Fauntleroy into the shot clock. Heave off the glass and good for Guy Fauntleroy. Threw up a prayer and had it answered.
How about that? The little 5'10" freshman from Prince George County, Maryland, and he shot that from almost that place.
So Austin Peay was down 16 at halftime. They got it within 8. Now back to 10. Brown, too strong. Rebound Robinson.
You have to give the Governors a lot of credit. Being down, undermanned.
Oh, it's a game where they could have totally thrown in the towel, too. I mean, they're out of the conference tournament.
Yes.
They got 48 hours left until their season is over.
But you're playing for something more. You want to show this coaching staff that, hey, coach, you can depend on me. I'm giving it all my effort. And they're still looking for their first road conference win.
Hutchins Everett short from three. Yeah, they're 1-11 on the road all season. Their one win came all the way back in November. It was a good win, though. They beat South Florida on the road. One of two ASUN teams that went on the road to beat USF this year. The other one was the Stetson Hatters.
The Bulls, the South Florida Bulls have been struggling, and some ASUN teams kind of took advantage of that because that's a conference that is ranked a little higher than the ASUN, so that's a quality win.
Blackman counted on a foul on Massanutten. And maybe that'll get Blackman going a little bit.
Yeah, he says, I can't score from outside, but you know what? I can score on all three levels. He has such a nice mid-range game, and he can hit the three. He's been struggling from the three-point line, so most good players, they're going to find a way to score, Evan.
Blackman having a phenomenal year, transfer from Grand Canyon. Nearly 18 points a game in conference play. Only 7 tonight, but the Hatters up 13.
And we know he can shoot free throws.
One of the best in the league at that.
Yes.
90% for the season.
And still plenty of time. You know, he's off of his average, but still plenty of time to get that average before tonight's over with.
Fauntleroy misses the step-back three. Josh Smith the rebound. Here goes Blackman. Drew the bigger Robinson. Now Panzo.
The Hatters have been doing a lot of series of dribble drives, dribble handoffs.
Trying to manufacture offense without their point guards tonight.
Exactly.
Robinson the near steal. Hatters get it back, and they get it to Panzo in the corner.
And that familiar place right in front of his team bench. Weza Panzo, nobody beats the Wez.
He's 3 out of 5 tonight. The nation's #1 three-point shooter. When he makes 3 or more, great job by our crew earlier pointing this out. They are 10-1
great
when
stat.
he makes 3, and he's got it with 13 and change to go. Here's Ware looking to answer. No good. Brown the long rebound.
And that's something Luke Brown has done well to rebound the basketball tonight. I mean, it has been a team effort from that point guard position.
It's been the best rebounding game they've had all season. They just completely dominated Austin Peay on the glass. They're plus 14 at halftime. Brown kicking. Panzo driving. Scoops it up and in.
And Weza, when he does take it to the basket, you will see that left hand most of the time. Have to be ambidextrous if you play at this level.
He's got 11 points.
And it looks like Weza's kind of maybe a calf muscle or something.
He's a little slow here. Yeah. The 3 is good from Okorowo. His first points, and Panzo trying to limp that off.
Yeah, 6'6", 210 freshman from the Boogie Down Bronx.
Panzo a corner 3.
It's a good unselfish play by Blackman, knowing that he's been struggling.
I don't know if Weza wanted to shoot that, but he's hobbling a little bit on that ankle. Here goes Okorowo.
And that's what Okorowo can do.
Wow.
He is a leaper. And did he press the button right there?
Put Josh Smith on a poster. It's it back to 13. It had been 18 after Panzo's run. Here is Blackman. Lost the handle. Gets it back.
You see some signs of brilliance here with this young team. I mean, they have some pieces.
Jay James is going to get time to make this work. To get a deflection and a steal here. James in just his second season. Josh Smith from behind.
Oh, wow. And then they're going to call a charge.
Yep.
With a good block for Josh.
Well, the block won't count, but the Hatters will get the basketball.
I think he pushed off with the left. Played much all season long for the Governors. As we take a look at Donnie Jones and his staff.
Luke Brown's going to take the free throws, 88% for the season. I got to tell you, man, when you're all by yourself, I just feel like they're harder.
Shouldn't be for that young man, though. He's shot this in his driveway I don't know how many times.
He's had a brilliant first season of the land, Luke Brown. He's got 9 points.
Yeah. But you're right, though. When you're shooting it in it, I don't think he's had this many people in his driveway watching him shoot. But they had to take advantage of it, Evan. I mean, they take advantage of that.
They get one, and they get the basketball. leading 50-36, a chance to lock up a home game if they can finish out this win. And with Eastern Kentucky down big to UNF, they could get themselves up to third place by the end of the night. Jawara in trouble here, steps back, and sure that was in Mo's best interest.
Yeah, credit Fauntleroy for coming down on the double team, and you know the scouter report. So they really double team Jawara, not letting him turn to that left shoulder.
Fauntleroy. It's a step on Brown to Ware, baseline J. That's well short. Brown catches the rebound.
The Hatters pushing the pace.
Oglesby open for three.
And he's going to hit that one right in front of his dad, who normally sits right to where he shot that one from, right off of the baseline. So Mr. Oglesby is saying it's about time.
He got the start tonight, but he's spent a lot of time on the bench with Sam Peay playing so well. They're both in the game here, and Oglesby picks up his first three.
And his first points of the night.
Yep. Two of them, but both been such valuable role players this year for Stetson. Ware can't bet it over Jawara and Peay, and Sam Peay snags his 7th rebound of the night.
And Jawara, good help side defense.
Oglesby dumps it off. Clock is the Hatters' friend at this point.
And if you're the Governors, you may want to start a little run and jump, double teaming where you can.
Blackman draws the switch on the big fella. And back to Peay. Shot clock winding down. Peay throws it back to Jawara. He wasn't ready for it. Hutchins Everett can't get in front of everybody. And the Hatters are able to set up.
Wise move.
Passing it. No good for three. It's out to Blackman. Hatters can run. Fauntleroy meets him. Blackman strides by and missed the layup down the bottom.
And it's been just that type of night for Jalen Blackman. Can't seem to get anything to go, but a good hustle play by his teammates, not giving up. That was a 2-on-2 break, and Hatters came back in and were able to get the loose rebound.
Hatters teammates have really picked Blackman up tonight, especially with Swenson out. Brown, Panzo, and Smith all have 11. Peay has 8. Been a balanced, effective night, and defensively they've just been fantastic.
And needed. When you don't have your point guard, neither of your point guards, as you pointed out tonight, Sincere Harrison or Swenson.
Look at Luke Brown. Had a terrific game over the weekend. If they can get him on both ends of the floor going at the right time, what does that add to their championship aspirations?
It just gives you another dimension. When he is playing good basketball, and he knows that, you know what, it's hustle plays, defense. That's what he brings to this team. And, having that 20-plus point effort performance against Florida Gulf Coast, against a guy, Chase Johnson, that transferred from here, that had to feel pretty good for Luke Brown. Nothing personal. It was just business.
There were dreams of the two of them playing together.
Oh, yes.
Thought we were going to get it last year. Brown ends up decommitting, going to Ball State. Then when Brown does end up at Stetson this season, Johnston leaves and goes to Florida Gulf Coast.
It's hard
Steal
to
here
imagine.
for Austin Peay. Fauntleroy puts it in. But yeah, if you could have had Johnston on this team, do you think Johnston wishes he stayed?
Hard to imagine. Yeah, I mean, and with Reza shooting it the way he's shooting it,
just wonder if there'd be enough
basketballs. Enough basketballs.
Blackman will go to the line. Roberts commits the personal foul.
No doubt the floor would have been spaced even more so than it is right now.
Blackman will shoot a couple when we come back. Be ahead of EKU by a game if these results hold tonight.
And the Ospreys, they're dangerous at home. They still can shoot the basketball with Planchier and Hendrickson.
Well, they beat Stetson last week.
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago, I should say. They've been playing better of late. They were not good in January, and I don't know that I'd really want to play them. Might be setting up a date at Kennesaw or Liberty if they can win their play-in game, but that play-in is so tough.
Yeah, and Liberty, Queens, they played them twice, back-to-back, kind of like the Hatters with FGCU.
If you're asking my opinion, Liberty, to me, even if they're the 2, that's the team to beat.
It is.
And you in their last year in the conference, I like the Stetson team to have a chance to knock them off if they can get hot from 3. Kennesaw State already beat them. And they're not unstoppable. It's not like FGCU on the women's side where it's sort of a fait accompli. There's Roberts. It's no good, and we'll stay with Austin Peay.
With Liberty, you know who you have to stop. You know, Mr. A-Sun in the last couple of years.
Darius
McGee. So you know if you can stop him as we take a look at the miss there by Roberts. And let's see. Yes, it was touched last by the Hatters.
You get a foul on Stetson on Hutchins Everett. It's going to be Panzo, his second. Just the second team foul on Stetson in this second half.
Weather coming in trying to help Zawara because Hutchins Everett is a load. 6'11", 255. Been quiet. Gone away from him, if you will.
Missed the front end.
Take a look at it here. Everett trying to go to work and Weather coming over.
Ooh.
Looks like he got ball, but a lot with the body. The officials made that call.
Hutchins Everett missed both. Roberts the offensive rebound. But finally, Austin Peay starting to get some offensive boards, and it leads to points. Robinson hits the three.
Sean Robinson, and one of those talented guys that they have on the roster who could do a lot of different things, and almost coming up with a steal there. And speaking of his basketball odyssey, Sean Robinson, he's been a little of everywhere. I mean, he's from Chicago, started out at Ole Miss.
He was a tippy-top recruit there.
Yes.
4 stars. He was 85th in the country by ESPN.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's just 6'9", long, can handle the basketball, shoot the basketball. After a stop at Ole Miss and San Jose State.
He's having his best year this year, though, with Austin Peay. It's been a nice fit for him. Just when he's been available, he's had injuries his whole career. There's a blocking foul on Roberts. Sam Peay will shoot a couple of free throws.
Tough call. I think Sam Peay had the angle. Robinson was not yet set. As we take a look at it, a nice ball movement. I don't know. Yes, he kind of moved right when he left the ground. So
I always feel for the officials who block charge
that's
calls.
a tough call.
It's so hard.
It is. It's a judgment call, and you know now that you have the spot inside the paint where you know the defender has to be outside of the arc, still a tough call for the officials.
Roberts with his 3 fouls will take a seat along with Hutchins Everett. It's been a Murphy's Law kind of year for Austin Peay, but you've got to feel good about their future with Nate James, who has the pedigree. Of course, played at Duke for Mike Krzyzewski, then had a 6-year pro career overseas. Then he goes back to Coach K, 12 years as an assistant, won a couple of national titles. Both of these coaches are multiple-time national champions as assistant coaches.
That's amazing.
Donnie Jones with Florida, of course, and under Billy Donovan in the mid-2000s, and then Nate James with Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah, and as a player.
Yep, he won in 2000. He was a redshirt junior.
I find it interesting as the Hatters come away with the steal that Nate James, just like, you know, Coach K has that background in the military. Oh, and Luke Brown taking it all the way to the bucket.
Beautiful. He's got 13.
Nobody stopped the basketball, but Nate James was a military kid, military brat, and you look at his coaching staff. He has some guys that deep with military experience, and Coach K, you know, from Army and that time with Bob Knight. So the discipline and
It still feels so strange to see Coach K not coaching the Duke Blue Devils right now.
And interviewing LeBron James during the All-Star break.
It's bizarre. Didn't stop him from blowing out my Syracuse orange. But that's a whole different can of worms we don't have to get into right now. Here's Smith for 3, top of the key. Boy, what a game for him tonight. 14 points for Josh.
And he's had 2 wide open looks like that. And the coaching staff are saying, yes, we like that shot, Josh. And he's knocked them down, too.
Hatters by 22. It's their largest lead of the game. And Brown with a block. That's his second block of the season. Now going the other way. No look to Sam Peay. Got it.
Sam Peay. Sam has been that kind of night for him.
Timeout, Nate James. Stetson flying to a quarterfinal home date. How about that from Brown to Sam Peay on the other end?
And Luke Brown. And it was a hard foul by Andre Ware, who really didn't, you saw his reaction when he fouled him. He was like, oh, what did I do? And, when a player leaves his feet, they're weightless. And so all it takes is just a nudge, and that's what happened there. And Weir is a big guy,
6'11", 240.
Yeah, and he hit him in the air while he was weightless, and he just landed on that back neck area.
Foul on the attempted dunk by Okoronkwo. You don't think Josh Smith forgot about that earlier in the game.
And Okoronkwo is a high riser, and both guys saw it, Sam Peay and Luke Brown. And if you didn't foul him, that was going to be a flush for sure.
Okoronkwo was at Westminster School in Connecticut last year, where he finished up his prep school. He's from the Bronx.
A live leaper. And second on his team in block shots. So that shows you what kind of athlete he is. 6'6", 210.
18 block shots, and he's playing about 10 minutes a game, so about 300 minutes, 18 blocks. And a foul on Roberts here, his fourth.
And that was away from the basketball. Caught everybody by surprise. It was almost an apparent turnover by Josh Smith, but it was a foul on the other side of the floor.
1-and-1 free throws here for Luke Brown. First is good.
He has such a pretty stroke. I mean, we talk about Blackman and we talk about Luke Brown, the other great shooters in the...
Panzo.
Yep, Panzo and...
Swenson,
who's, showing you he can shoot the basketball as one of the top three-point shooters in ASUN play.
As the lob, Okoronkwo, incomplete.
Yeah, design play.
You saw him curling around there.
Yep, you got to throw it at the top of the square for him.
Brown looking to take Fauntleroy off the bounce. Gets by him, but loses the basketball. Was poked out from behind.
Fauntleroy showing you why he's number 8 in the ASUN in steals.
Yep. Hutchins Everett can't get by the double team. It'll stay with Austin Peay.
Hutchins Everett, much like Jawara, tough time turning over that right shoulder. He's going to have to work on that. Turning to that left shoulder.
We're near done. And they have to like their odds of winning the whole dang thing at this point with the way that they've been playing. This will be their 6th win in 7 games. But that quarterfinal home game, a just reward, Greg, for the kind of season that this team has had, would you say?
Amen to that, Evan, and they've earned it. And that's what playing lights out all season long gets you, an opportunity to play at home in postseason play.
They get to 17 wins here. That would match their total from their last winning season in 2001. If they win on Friday, they'll get to 18 wins, which the program has not done since 1987. Panzo for 3. It's a little strong, but Okoronkwo can't handle the rebound. It'll stay with the Hatters.
And the Hatters are looking for that 9th conference win and 12th overall, which is some more milestones. And we just found out that North Florida has defeated Eastern Kentucky as Oglesby knocks down a 3. He has to shoot in front of his dad a little more often.
Yeah, he's 2 for 2 from that spot tonight. Yep, so EKU going down. The Hatters will be on the 3 line after tonight. A win Friday will lock up the 3 seed for them. That is as high as they can get, but all it would take is for 1 or 2 to get upset for them to have another home game, should they continue to advance.
And that 3 seed is a much better chance of avoiding than 1 or 2 seed
if you get
that far, right?
Right.
So they'll probably be on a different line at that 3 seed as compared to because that 4-5 game. And as you say, the Hatters still have to take care of business.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be in that either. That right now would be, well, I'd have to look at the tiebreaker because Lipscomb and North Alabama are going to be likely going to be tied for 5th coming out of tonight, and EKU would be 4th. But all that can change. EKU's not even guaranteed a home game just yet.
I mean, these games are going to come down to the wire, the last game of the season, to determine those final seedings.
Hatters hustling hard. Oglesby again.
3 for 3. Either he's going to have to shoot more in that spot, or we're going to have Mr. Oglesby move around a little more to another spot.
Cody Bates, the senior, checks in. That shot, I think, got touched by Gadarizzi. Blackman, Oglesby, another one. Heat check is short. How about this balance, though, Greg? Take a look at the Hatters' top 6 rotation players tonight with no Stephon Swenson. The scoring: Brown 15, Smith 14, Peak 13, Panzo 11, Oglesby and Blackman 9 each.
Exactly what you had to draw up on the board. This is what they needed. And the Hatters on a break there, not able to come up with tried to pass it to Jawara.
They want to get the big fella on the board.
He was looking for the lob.
Hasn't scored yet.
He was looking for the lob, and it was a bounce pass.
And on a night where Jalen Blackman was 2 out of 11 and 0 for 6 from 3, you said there's no Swenson and Blackman's going to make 2 shots. Oh, boy, you're in trouble. No, they're up by 29. That's why it's a good team. It's not just 1 or 2 guys.
You're absolutely right, and we knew that Austin Peay would come out with a valiant effort and compete, but, it's just a matter of time before they get worn down with only 8 players.
Oglesby taking it down, steps into another triple. That one off the back iron. Jawara the offensive rebound. And Oglesby will circle it back out again.
And Jawara showing up again. A lot of times it's in the stat, but you can't see it in the stats. But just his play.
Oglesby.
My. Gadarizzi. And Oglesby delivering.
They're going to stop play. The shot clock was off. Wow, this crowd, though. Are they going to be rocking Tuesday night or what?
And tonight we were wondering if they're going to show up kind of fashionably late.
We're going to have the broadcast.
And we take a look at this nice dish and the bang out by Gadarizzi. The nice delivery, and Gadarizzi above the rim.
Fauntleroy just hit a 3 for Austin Peay to at least get himself a little better statistical night. He's got 11 in place of the suspended Carlos Paez, but Stetson's going to win overwhelmingly.
Fauntleroy had a season-high 22 points against Jacksonville 2 games ago, and continuing his nice play as the season winds down for the Governors.
46 points his last 3 games.
Not bad.
Hatters will take the intentional shot clock violation. But this dream season for Stetson will continue at least one more home game. Greg and I are going to have the call on Tuesday night for the home game, but we don't want you to watch if you're in DeLand, if you're anywhere close. We want you to be here and fill this building for what is going to be the biggest Stetson basketball game in a very long time.
I would agree. The Hatters fans have to come out to support that team. They've just played extremely hard all season long.
25-point win for the Hatters. They have clinched a home quarterfinal game in the ASUN tournament, and right now they sit in 3rd place in the conference with their win. And